Tug of War, man. I did a song called "Proof of God," where I just talk about, my thoughts and my battles with, where I stand with my religion, and growing up a Christian, and I just said, I wanna be totally sure is what I'm saying in this song. I wanna know you. I wanna love you. I wanna meet you. Don't let it be this hard. Let me see this proof of God. And it got the attention of Andy Mineo and of Lecrae. And then they hit me up on Twitter. And then I responded back to them. And I said I would love to do a song with them. They ended up coming to Kansas City and doing a concert. And I couldn't go because we were on the road. And I was trying to send my wife, but she didn't get to make it. But they ended up calling me. I direct messaged to Andy and was like, hey, just call me. Let's talk about it. And he and Lecrae were both in the studio at the same time, so they called me and we talked. And I actually did 2 songs. And I think the other one Lecrae was gonna use or something. I don't really know, but they ended up using it. And so they ended up using Tug of War, and then it really got a lot of attention in the Christian rap world. It got a lot of attention, so I just started having a lot of other people hitting me up and a lot of their fans. And then, whenever they come to Kansas City, I always go and support them and stuff. As a matter of fact, Andy and Lecrae were just in a couple months ago in Kansas City, and I went to their concert. So, we formed actually a cool little friendship since then, too. And then Lecrae actually brought him up to Strange Music, and he ended up meeting with Tech and meeting with Travis, and, and putting it all together, man, So it was really organic how it came about, man, and we ended up all being cool, which is what I like at the end of the day, that we all were kind of fellowshipping and, just bonding as brothers, same too. So, well, Andy told me what he wanted it to be. He told me the title. It's called Tug of War, and it's about, how I used to be in the secular world and how I used to be in the world, and, how I used to be and how I have changed my life, but I still feel some of these pieces of that old life pulling on me. And that's what I want it to be about. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. If you give me a concept, I'll write the hook in like 5 minutes, so boom. It wasn't really that deeply involved. I'd love to give you a more in-depth answer, but it was really just like, here's the concept. I'm like, bam. Called him on the phone like, hey, yo, this is how the hook's gonna go. Blah, 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 blah. And he was like, yeah, man, that's dope, man. And I recorded it and sent it to him. Of course, I go through the Tug of War every day, man. Every day, because sometimes I feel like I'm supposed to be a Christian rapper, a gospel singer, and then other days I feel like, man, is that even real? Is God even real? Me and Muggs, matter of fact, just had a conversation about that and about how being an African American in our history, Christianity was not in Africa. Christianity was something that was European based, and that was actually forced up on us as African people. We were given the European culture, the European religion, the European way of speaking, like I'm speaking to you right now. So as a black man, I think sometimes I think especially intelligent black men at some point in their life, I think we end up questioning what we were given, the history that we were given to us, as opposed to our history, the history of our origin. You know what I mean? So I think that we, as an educated, as an intellectual black man, I think we sometimes will question the Christianity religion. And I'm not saying I denounce it in any way. I still consider myself a Christian, and but I do question it, because especially when you're not someone who is a sheep, but someone who considers themselves a shepherd, it gets a little hard for you to just fall in line with whatever was given to you and just things that you were trained. Things that I was trained to know as a kid. As I become a man, I go, okay, what is that? Or is this really real? Or is it, especially something we can't see. That's why I made the song Proof of God anyway. You know what I mean? Because I want to be able to, if I was totally sure, I probably would be a Christian artist for real. It's really just exactly what I've told you, and I still, put elements of it in my music, because, as Tech probably told you, we write our lives. And so that's part of our lives. our religious background is part of our lives. So we talk about that as much as we talk about a sexual experience with a woman, or a night of partying, or problems with this person or that person, or business problems, or money problems, tax problems. All of these things are what our life consists of, so we talk about it all. So religion is one of those things, and so we still express that in our music still. It's called Skyscraper. And it was just saying, put your hands in, I was saying, we reach to the sky, we reach to God. When we reach to God, our hands are in the air as tall as a skyscraper, you know what I'm saying? So, and it was something that they could perform, and they could get people to participate and put their hands in the air and something. So, a lot of times when I write hooks, I'll write them to perform them. Like a song like Spaz, or a song that I wrote with Tech, Caribou Lou, or, things like that. We write those songs to actually perform them. Because our whole, to me, and this is just my experience, our existence for real, is based a lot upon our performance. People love the music and they love to come watch us perform, and that's how we build Strange Music. So, so a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times I write songs to perform. So I thought they might have needed one to perform, because I know they are Christian MCs that actually get a lot of shows. You know what I mean? So I thought it might be a good idea, but they didn't use it. But they said that they want to. So I don't know. Andy's.
I got you.
Andy's, but Lecrae was like, man, I love it too, man. I'm like, hey, let me know. Well, we always have that connection. We'll always have that connection with them. So if there's a song that's appropriate for us to put Andy or Lecrae on, we would do it. When I say we, I mean me, or myself, or Tech Nine. If there's something that they want us to work on that I'm sure seems appropriate, they'll call us. Man, that door is always open, man. So I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that, and we haven't talked about it. But I'm sure when something comes about, they'll holler at us.